Engineer Teofe P. Kaidik. I'm actually from Tacloban City. So I am currently the Vice President for External Affairs of the Institute of Integrated Electrical Engineers of the Philippines, handling the Exhibit Bureau and the Marketing Department. It actually started with my brother. My brother was, is an electrical engineer. So when I was growing up, I was with him. He's 10 years older than me. So I watched him do the task, do some tinkering of the electrical projects that he was making when he was still in college. And he became my inspiration. So when I graduated my high school days, I enrolled in Eastern Visayas State University, formerly Leyte Institute of Technology, with a degree of Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering. That was in 1987 pa, so ganun ako katandaan. So 1987, I was in first year. I actually had a lot of hardship, especially in dealing with my classmates, because there were 78 of us in the class and I was the only woman among my classmates. No? So it was actually a hard time dealing with them. But in spite of this, it became my motivation to do more, to work hard, to prove to them that even though this is a male-dominated course, women can still strive. So yun yung parang naging passion ko doon. So doon nag-start na I work hard in my studies, and then I became one of the top-notchers in our class. 1992, I graduated my degree in electrical engineering, bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. Took the board exam in the same year, but kasi kami yung last batch ng yung parang last batch ng manual pa yung board exam. So it took a year before our result was released. So it was in 1993 na na-release yung board exam. So after the release, kinuha ako kaagad ng school ko, yung Eastern Visayas State University. So from 1993 up to the present, dun na ako nag-stay. But with all honesty, ayokong magturo. Kasi after graduation ng high school, sabi ng auntie ko na teacher, sabi niya, ito yung kunin mo, mag-education ka. But sabi ko, ayoko kasi ayokong magturo, mahirap yan. Kasi both my sisters, elder sisters, were teachers. So I saw kung paano sila nag-struggle sa paggawa ng mga lesson plans. Sabi ko, no, ayoko. I'll try to work in the industry. I don't like to become a teacher, pero mag-i-engineer ako. But yun na nga, yung sinasabi natin, only time can tell. So hindi mo masasabi what your future will be. So nung kinuha ko ng school, yung sa akin lang is parang test ko lang. Okay, sige, wala naman akong ginagawa. So I became a part-time instructor in Eastern Visayas State University. Then naging regular na ako. Then nakita ko yun na parang mas maganda pala yung maging teacher ka kasi doon mo makikita yung importance mo at saka yung worth mo, and meeting your students a few years after na naging successful na. So doon ko nakita na parang gusto ko na dito. So I have been offered several times to work in the industry, pero my heart now belongs to teaching. So nasa education na ako kasi doon namumold ko yung isip tsaka yung character ng mga would-be engineers in the future. And then seeing them successful in their own fields, parang fulfilled na rin ako as teachers ng mga naging students ko. Yun po. Being a woman engineer actually is very challenging. As what I have said a while ago, the electrical engineering profession is a male-dominated profession. So, considering that myself is a woman, parang mahirap makipagsabayan, mahirap makisalamuha. So, yun yung maraming mga challenges. One is, when I worked in 1993, as I said, no, doon ako nag-start maging faculty member ng EDSO right after graduation. So at that time, sabi ko nga, ayokong mag-teacher. So at that time, I was uncertain. So parang hindi pa ako sure kung talaga dito ba ako or kung saan ba ako dapat. So parang yung parang hindi ka confident sa sarili mo kasi nakikita mo mostly mga lalaki yung mga kasama mo, tapos yung gagawin mo pang lalaki. So, I was really uncertain at that time. So, I was also adjusting pa ako kasi hindi mo nga ano yung mga kalalakihan, iba kasi yung culture nila sa culture ng babae. But you have to adapt to belong in that group. So, may ano rin ako, I was actually stepping into a field where women then were often questioned more than recognized. So, parang during that time, yung mga kababaihan parang, ba't ka nandito? Kasi yun yung palaging tanong sa akin. Ba't nandito ka? Ba't hindi ka nag-civil? Hindi ka nag-ano? Kasi eto, pang lalaki to. Kasi dati wala pang bakit aakyat ka sa puno. Sa poste, yung wooden post na may spike pa yung sapatos doon. So, sinasabi nila, mahirapan ka. And oftentimes, during my student years, kasi ito yung mga dati, sasabihin ng instructor ko, no, hindi ka pwede dito kasi babae ka. Mahirap umakyat sa poste. Sabi ko, paano ko matututo if hindi niyo ako papayagan? Sabi ko, I have to try it. Sabi ko, whatever happens to me, that's part of my profession. Sabi ko, ito yung pinili ko. Kaya kung ano yung ginagawa niyo, gagawin ko din. Sabi ko, kung kaya niyo, kaya ko rin yan. So, yun. Kasi may mga kasama na ako na, kasi di ba, if you have experience yung pag-akyat sa poste, yung wooden post na gamit yung spike, minsan kasi bumabagsak ka, tapos may maraming mga, yung tawag doon, yung parang, yung tawag doon? Yung parang natutusok ka, hindi yung parang, pag sa, ano ba tawag nito? Yung sa amin kasi sa Waray tawag nun, basuni, yung parang maraming tusok-tusok na yung mga kahoy, di ba? Pag parang yun, di ko alam yung Tagalog word no. So yun. So nakita ko dalawa sa mga kasama ko. Kaya sabi ko, dapat pa ba akong umakyat? Dapat ko pa bang itry yan? Sabi ko, but how will I learn if I will not try? So ginawa ko pa rin yun in spite of my hesitation na baka magaya ako sa kanila na bumagsak. So yun, naging okay naman. So, yun na, heto na ako ngayon. So, yun yung mga questions ko dati. There were moments nga na tinatanong ko yung sarili ko, do I really belong in this profession? But sinasabi ko sa sarili ko, I think yes, because I work for it and I earned it. So, kaya sabi ko, yes, I belong in this profession. So, sa akin, it's being an educator. So, being a teacher, molding the minds of the young engineers. So, parang ito yung parang nakikita ko na achievement ng mga estudyante ko. So, may mga estudyante ako na general manager ng cooperative, mga sikat abroad. So, parang ito yung nakikita ko na ito yung naging output ng pagiging educator ko. So, Because being an educator actually is not just about the learnings that you give them. It's also the impact na naibigay mo doon sa mga estudyante. Ano ba yung impact na iniwan mo sa kanila? So, yun yung parang biggest achievement ko or projects na as an electrical engineer. It's not more on the project na ito yung building na ginawa ko. So, yung project ko is itong mga estudyante na to na naging successful sila sa mga career nila, considering na isa ako sa contributor sa mga success nila. Industry partners actually plays a critical role in bridging the gap between theory and practice. So organizations like Felt Dodge bring technical expertise, innovation, and real-world perspective into our engineering ecosystem. So their contribution goes beyond products. They provide knowledge exchange and support professional development programs and emerging technologies. For the organization, such partnerships strengthen our capability to deliver relevant training, promote best practices, and uphold the highest standard in electrical engineering. For the broader community, these collaborations translate into safer installations, more reliable systems, and more sustainable energy solutions. In essence, strong and industry partnerships create a system where academe, professional organization, and industry move forward together, driving progress, innovation, and national development. Women are not just participants in shaping the future. So we are the architects of transformation. So the strength of women lies not only in resilience, but in our ability to lead with purpose, to nurture growth, and to drive meaningful changes across generations. When women are empowered, communities thrive, institutions become stronger, and innovation becomes more inclusive. And to every young women aspiring to enter engineering or any field, your voice matters. Your ideas are needed, and your leadership is essential. Do not be limited by stereotypes. Be defined by your vision, your competence, and your courage. And to institutions and leaders, the call is clear. Create spaces where women are not just included, but are also empowered to lead, innovate, and excel. Because when women rise, we do not rise alone. We bring others with us, and we build a future that is more equitable, more sustainable, and more powerful. So to all the women who are here today and out there, you may still be starting your journey. You may still be discovering your strength. You may still be questioning your worth. But let me tell you, everything you need is already within you. You just have to nurture it, believe in it, and act on it. Because engineering needs you, leadership needs you, and the future needs you. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, ma'am.